Hey everyone! Welcome back to Daily Life English. I'm so happy you're here with us today. We're about to start another fun and useful conversation for your everyday English practice.
Hi, guys. It's great to see you again, too. If you love learning real English through friendly conversations, you're definitely in the right place. Today's topic is something very practical: visiting the doctor abroad.
Yeah, that's right. We all know that traveling to another country can be exciting, but sometimes unexpected things happen. You might get sick or have a small accident, and suddenly you need to see a doctor.
Exactly. So in today's chat, Linda and I are going to talk about what it's like to visit a doctor in a foreign country, how to communicate, what vocabulary to use, and some cultural tips to help you feel confident.
Before we jump in, we'd love your support. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Daily Life English. Like this video, leave a comment, and share it with your friends. That really helps us grow and bring you more helpful lessons.
All right, now let's get started. So, Linda, do you remember that time we were in Thailand and you caught a cold right before our island tour?
Oh, yes, I totally remember that. I was so excited for the trip, and suddenly I woke up with a sore throat, a runny nose, and a small fever. At first, I thought it was just from the air conditioning, but it got worse during the day.
Yeah, I remember you looked a bit pale that morning. I said, Linda, maybe you should see a doctor before we go out to the islands. And you said, oh no, I'll be fine.
Yes, I was stubborn at first, but by evening, I was coughing and sneezing non-stop. That's when I finally agreed we should find a clinic nearby.
I think that's when we learned how different it can be to visit a doctor abroad. Do you remember how nervous we were walking into that small clinic?
Definitely. Everything looked clean and modern, but we didn't know what to expect. We were also a bit worried about communication because we weren't sure if the doctor spoke English.
Right. So the first challenge was at the reception desk. The nurse smiled and said something in Thai, and we just stood there smiling back, not understanding a word.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. Then I said, do you speak English? And she nodded and said, little bit. That was such a relief.
Yes, a small phrase like that can make a big difference. She handed us a form to fill out. Basic information like name, passport number, symptoms, and travel insurance. And luckily, the form was in both Thai and English.
I think that's something travelers should remember. Many clinics in tourist areas have bilingual forms, but in smaller towns, it might all be in the local language. So it's good to know a few key medical words in advance.
Exactly. Like headache, stomach pain, fever, or allergy. Those simple words can help you explain your problem quickly.
Yeah, and gestures help too. I remember I pointed to my throat and said sore throat, and the nurse immediately understood and nodded.
That's true. Body language can really save the day. So, after filling out the form, we waited in the small waiting area for maybe 10 minutes. Then the doctor called your name. Linda Johnson?
Yes, and I was like, oh, that's me. I walked into the office and I was surprised because the doctor was super friendly and spoke good English. He asked, so, how are you feeling today?
And what did you say?
I said, not so great, actually. I've got a sore throat, a runny nose, and a little bit of fever. Then he smiled and said, don't worry, we'll take care of you.
That's a nice thing about doctors abroad. Many of them have studied in English-speaking countries, so even if you're far from home, you can still communicate quite well.
Exactly. He asked a few follow-up questions like, how long have you been feeling sick, and any allergies to medicine? I answered everything, and he took my temperature and checked my throat with a flashlight.
I remember waiting outside, hearing you talk, coughing a little,
And I hoped it wasn't something serious. Luckily, when you came out, you had that little smile like, I'll survive.
Yes, the doctor said it was just a common cold, probably from sudden weather changes and air conditioning. He gave me some tablets and throat lozenges and told me to rest and drink lots of water.
That's such a typical doctor's advice anywhere in the world. Drink water and rest. But the good thing was, the whole experience was smooth and not expensive at all.
True. I think it cost around $20, including medicine, which was very reasonable. And the clinic accepted credit cards too, so that was convenient.
I think that's something travelers should always check, whether the clinic accepts international cards or requires cash.
Yes, and also travel insurance. Having insurance can make things much easier, especially if something serious happens. It covers your costs and gives you peace of mind.
Right. I remember we both bought travel insurance before that trip, and it turned out to be a smart move. Even though you only had a cold, it felt reassuring knowing you were covered.
Absolutely. So yeah, that was my first experience visiting a doctor abroad. And honestly, it wasn't scary at all. Everyone was kind, patient, and helpful.
And it gave us a good story to tell, right? Now we can share it with everyone watching this video.
That's right. So if you ever need to see a doctor while traveling, don't panic. Just stay calm, use simple English, and be polite. Most doctors will try their best to help you.
Good point. Maybe we can share a few useful phrases people can use when visiting a doctor abroad. Let's start with something basic, like how to explain your symptoms.
Okay, sure. You can say, I'm not feeling well. I have a headache. I have a sore throat. I feel dizzy. Or, I've been coughing a lot.
Those are great. And if the doctor asks how long you've been sick, you can say, for 2 days, or since yesterday. Simple and clear answers are always best.
Also, you can ask the doctor questions like, what should I do? Can I take this medicine with food? Are there any side effects?
Yes, that's very practical. And when you don't understand something, it's okay to say, sorry, could you repeat that slowly? Most doctors appreciate that you're trying your best.
I agree. Being polite and patient really helps. And sometimes using gestures or writing things down makes communication easier.
So true. When you're in another country, communication isn't just about language. It's about attitude, too. If you stay positive and respectful, people will usually respond kindly.
Exactly. Oh, and another tip, always keep a small list of your allergies or medications in English. That can be a lifesaver if you can't explain everything clearly.
Great advice. All right, we've talked about the experience, the communication part, and useful phrases. Maybe now we can move on to what to expect at the pharmacy afterward.
Good idea, because visiting a doctor abroad usually means you'll visit a pharmacy right after. Let's talk about that next.
So, after you finished seeing the doctor, we went straight to the pharmacy next door, right?
Yeah, that's right. I remember the doctor gave me a prescription note with the list of medicines I needed. The handwriting was surprisingly neat, not like the messy doctor writing we sometimes see.
True. And the pharmacy was right beside the clinic, which made things super convenient. When we stepped in, there was a faint smell of menthol and all those colorful medicine boxes on the shelves.
I remember feeling a bit lost at first. Everything was labeled in Thai, and I was like, uh-oh, how am I supposed to know what's what? Then the pharmacist greeted us with a smile and said, "Hello, can I help you?" in English.
That was a relief, wasn't it? Even a few English words made us feel comfortable right away.
Absolutely. I handed her my prescription and she checked it carefully. She went to the back and came out with 3 boxes, one for sore throat, one for runny nose, and some vitamin tablets.
Yeah,
And she explained everything clearly. Take this one after meals, take this before bedtime. I liked how she even wrote small notes on each box.
That's such a thoughtful thing to do. When you're abroad, it's easy to forget which pill is for what. Those notes really helped me remember.
Also, I was surprised at how affordable it was. In some countries, medicine can be really expensive, but there, it was quite reasonable.
True, but I think it depends on the country and the type of medicine. Sometimes imported brands cost more, while local brands are cheaper.
That's a good point. Travelers should always ask if there's a generic version. Same effect, lower price.
Exactly. You can say something like, "Is there a cheaper brand with the same ingredients?" That's a polite and useful phrase when you're buying medicine abroad.
Yeah, and another phrase that helps is, "Can you please explain how to take this?" Pharmacists usually appreciate when you want to understand clearly.
That's so true. Even though it might feel awkward, it's better to ask than to guess. You don't want to take the wrong dosage, especially when you're in a different country.
Definitely. Oh, and remember how we saw that sign that said "Doctor on Duty"? We asked if that meant they could also give consultations there.
Yes, and the pharmacist said, yes, small checkup possible. So, apparently, some pharmacies abroad can even do quick consultations or blood pressure checks.
That's so convenient. In my country, pharmacies don't usually offer that kind of service. But in some Asian countries, it's quite common.
Yeah, I love that system. It makes healthcare more accessible, especially for travelers who just need minor help.
Exactly. So after getting your medicine, we went back to the hotel. And you took your pills and rested, right?
Yes, I drank a lot of water and slept for a few hours. By the next morning, I already felt better. It was amazing how fast I recovered.
See? Sometimes just resting and following instructions makes a big difference.
Yep, and that experience really changed how I see healthcare abroad. I realized that it's not something to be scared of. You just need to know what to do.
That's such an important message for travelers. A lot of people hesitate to visit a doctor abroad because they're afraid of the language barrier or high cost.
Exactly. But honestly, if you stay calm and use simple English, things usually go smoothly. And even if the staff don't speak perfect English, they'll try their best to understand you.
Right. Smiles go a long way too. A friendly attitude makes the interaction easier for both sides.
Absolutely. Oh, do you remember that older lady at the pharmacy who helped translate for us?
Yes, she was so kind. She overheard us struggling and gently said, "I can help translate if you want." That really touched me.
Me too. It reminded me that kindness is universal. You can find helpful people anywhere.
Totally agree. So that was your doctor visit experience abroad. Now, what about talking a bit about how to prepare before you even travel so you don't panic if you get sick while overseas?
Great idea. Preparation is key. Before traveling, I always make a small health kit. It includes basic medicines like pain relievers, stomach pills, Band-Aids, and motion sickness tablets.
That's smart. I usually forget to pack medicine and end up paying double abroad. A small kit can save both time and money.
Exactly. And don't forget prescription medication. Always carry them in their original boxes with labels. That helps avoid problems at airport customs.
Good tip. Also, bringing a short list of your medical history can be super useful, especially if you have allergies or chronic conditions.
Right. You can even save it digitally on your phone, so you don't have to carry papers around.
Technology really helps with that. Some apps can translate medical terms too, so if you need to show symptoms in another language, you can just tap and show.
Oh, that's so cool. I should try that next time. Sometimes translation apps can save you in stressful moments.
Exactly. For example, if you're in Japan and you don't know how to say, "I have a fever," you can type it in English and show the translated phrase on your phone.
That's such a lifesaver. Communication tools are a traveler's best friend.
Speaking of communication, what do you think is the most polite way to ask for help when you're not feeling well abroad?
Good question. I'd probably say something like, "Excuse me, I'm not feeling well. Could you please tell me where the nearest clinic or hospital is?"
Perfect. It's polite, clear, and easy to understand. And if you want to ask someone at your hotel, you can say, "Hi, I think I need to see a doctor. Can you help me make an appointment?"
Yes, hotel staff are usually really helpful with that. They can call a clinic for you, book a taxi, or even recommend an English-speaking doctor.
That's so true. When I was in Spain last year, I had a mild stomach issue. I asked the receptionist for help, and within 10 minutes, she found a nearby clinic and called a cab for me.
Wow, that's amazing service. It really shows that most people are willing to help if you just ask politely.
Definitely. And politeness doesn't require perfect grammar. Just a kind tone and a smile go a long way.
Couldn't agree more. Traveling teaches you that kindness and respect are universal languages.
Well said. Now that we've talked about visiting the doctor, the pharmacy, and being prepared, maybe we can move on to how to explain symptoms clearly during a medical appointment abroad.
Good idea. Sometimes people get nervous and can't describe what's wrong, but a few basic sentences can make the conversation much easier.
Like, I have pain in my stomach, or it hurts when I swallow, or even I feel dizzy and weak.
Exactly. And if you're not sure of the word, you can point to the part of your body and say, "It hurts here." Simple but effective.
Right. And remember, it's okay to speak slowly and repeat yourself if needed. Doctors are used to patients from many countries. They'll be patient too.
Totally. And if you really can't find the words, you can use your phone to translate. Just make sure to keep it simple. No long sentences, just short, clear ones.
That's great advice. Communication doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be understood.
Exactly. And sometimes showing gratitude can make the experience even better. Just saying, "Thank you so much for your help," can make someone's day.
So true. Being sick abroad is never fun, but with the right attitude, it can turn into a meaningful experience.
I love that perspective. It's about turning small challenges into learning moments.
Yes, and stories worth sharing later, like the one we're sharing right now.
Absolutely. And hopefully, our listeners are picking up some useful English phrases along the way.
I'm sure they are, because this is real English, the kind you actually use when traveling or in daily life.
That's our goal here on Daily Life English. We want to make learning English feel natural, like chatting with friends.
Exactly. All right. I think next we can talk about what happens if the situation is more serious, like needing to go to a hospital abroad.
Yeah, that's an important one. Sometimes accidents or serious illnesses can happen, and it's good to know how to handle them calmly.
Let's dive into that next. So, Linda, we've talked about going to a clinic and getting medicine at a pharmacy. But what if someone needs to go to a hospital while traveling abroad?
Yeah, that can sound a bit scary, right? When people think hospital abroad, they imagine something complicated or super expensive. But actually, if you stay calm and know what to expect, it's manageable.
That's true. When I was studying in Germany, I once had to visit a hospital because I twisted my ankle while playing soccer. It wasn't serious, but I still needed an X-ray to be sure.
Oh, wow. What was that like?
It was surprisingly organized. I went to the emergency department, they called it Notaufnahme in German, and the staff were really professional. Most of them spoke English, which helped a lot.
That's good to hear. So you didn't have any communication problems?
Not really. I just said, "Hi, I hurt my ankle. I think I need an X-ray." They understood immediately. Then they asked for my ID and insurance card and gave me a small form to fill out.
Sounds very similar to what we do at home. So, what about payment? Did you have to pay on the spot?
Good question. Since I had travel insurance, they just made a copy of my card. But if you don't have insurance, you usually need to pay up front, then claim reimbursement later.
Yeah, that's something travelers should really remember. Having travel insurance is super important. It saves you from big surprises and emergencies.
Exactly. Even a short hospital visit can cost hundreds of dollars without coverage. So always buy insurance before you travel, even for short trips.
Totally agree. You never know when you might need it. And sometimes, insurance companies can even recommend trusted hospitals in your area.
Right. They often have a 24-hour hotline. You can call, explain your situation, and they'll guide you to an English-speaking hospital.
That's so useful. I think many people don't realize that their travel insurance includes those services. It's not just for reimbursement, it's real assistance when you're in trouble.
Yes. So let's talk a bit about what to expect once you arrive at a hospital abroad. Usually you go to the reception or emergency counter first. They'll ask for your passport, insurance info, and a short explanation of what happened.
And if your situation isn't too serious, you might wait a bit. But if it's urgent, like an accident or heavy bleeding, they'll treat you right away.
Exactly. Hospitals usually have triage. They check who needs help fastest. So even if you're waiting, it means someone else is in a more serious condition.
Yeah, patience is important. And if you don't understand something, don't be shy to ask. You can say, "Sorry, could you explain that again?" Or, "Can I speak with someone in English?"
Good point. In many hospitals, especially in big cities, there's at least one staff member who can translate or help in English.
And if not, you can use your phone translator again. For example, I once helped a friend in Vietnam. She used Google Translate to explain her stomach pain, and it worked surprisingly well.
Technology to the rescue again. It's amazing how these small tools make life easier for travelers.
Absolutely. So, what happened after your X-ray in Germany?
Oh, it turned out just to be a sprain. Nothing broken. The doctor gave me some painkillers and told me to rest for a few days. He also wrapped my ankle with a bandage and taught me how to rewrap it at home.
That's nice. And you could communicate easily with the doctor?
Yes, he spoke very clear English. He even joked a bit, saying, "Next time, try a safer sport." I laughed and said, "I'll try chess instead."
That's cute. I like how humor can make stressful moments lighter, even in hospitals.
Totally. It made me feel relaxed and less nervous. That's why attitude matters. If you stay calm and friendly, doctors usually respond warmly too.
Very true. Also, I think cultural differences can play a role. In some countries, doctors are very direct. In others, they're more gentle and personal.
Right. Like in Japan, doctors tend to be quiet and polite, while in Italy, they might talk a lot and use hand gestures, even during a diagnosis.
Yes, that's so true. It's part of the charm of learning about other cultures.
So, if you ever visit a hospital abroad, it helps to remember, don't compare everything to your home country. Just adapt and go with the flow.
I love that advice. It's all about flexibility and respect.
Yeah. And another tip, always keep your emergency contacts handy. If something serious happens, hospital staff can call your embassy or your travel companion.
That's an excellent point. Some countries even have a tourist police or medical assistance hotline that helps foreigners.
Exactly. For example, in Thailand, there's a tourist support line that connects you with English-speaking staff 24/7.
Wow, that's great. I think a lot of travelers don't know those services exist.
Yeah, researching that before your trip is smart. You can note down important numbers like your embassy, local hospitals, and your insurance hotline.
So true. It takes just 10 minutes to prepare that list, but it can save hours of stress later.
Absolutely. And one more thing, if you're traveling with medication, always bring enough for your trip and keep them in your hand luggage, not checked baggage.
Yes, because luggage can get delayed or lost. You don't want to be stuck abroad without your necessary medicine.
Exactly. And for people with medical devices, like insulin pens or inhalers, it's good to carry a doctor's note in English explaining what it's for.
Right. That helps with airport security, too. They'll understand that it's a medical need, not a problem.
So, in short, be prepared, stay calm, and communicate clearly. Those three things can make any hospital visit abroad less stressful.
Well said. And always remember that doctors everywhere share one mission: to help people get better. So even if you're in a strange place, you're still in caring hands.
That's such a comforting thought. I think that's why we love doing these conversations, because they remind people that language learning is also about building confidence in real life.
Exactly. Learning English isn't just grammar and vocabulary, it's about feeling comfortable communicating, especially in important situations like this.
Totally. And our viewers can practice along by repeating the sentences we say or even writing their own versions of the story in the comments below.
Yes, please do. We love reading your comments and hearing your travel stories too. It's like building a global community of English learners and travelers.
That's what makes this channel special. Real stories, real English, real connection.
Beautifully said, Mark. So, what's next in our conversation?
How about we talk about emergency phrases and how to call for help abroad? Because that's something everyone should know, even if they never need it.
Great idea. Let's teach some emergency English next. How to ask for an ambulance, explain accidents, and stay calm during emergencies.
Perfect. Let's jump into that. All right, so let's talk about emergencies. No one wants them to happen, but it's important to know what to say and do if they ever do.
Yeah, it's something travelers often ignore until it's too late. But even knowing a few emergency phrases in English can literally save lives.
Exactly. Let's start with the most basic one. If you need urgent help, you can say, "I need a doctor," or "Please call an ambulance."
Right. And if you're in a public place, like a hotel, restaurant, or shopping mall, you can quickly say, "Someone is hurt," or "Please, emergency."
Those short, clear sentences are the best. When you're panicking, it's hard to think fast. So, simple phrases work better than long sentences.
Totally agree. And if you're the one calling an emergency number, you can say, "Hello, I need an ambulance. Someone is unconscious," or "There's been an accident."
Exactly. Let's go through an example call together. Imagine you're calling the emergency line abroad. You could say, "Hello, my friend is very sick. We are at 12 River Street, near the Central Hotel. Please send help."
That's perfect. Always remember to give your location clearly. That's the most important thing. If they know where you are, help can arrive faster.
Right. And if you're not sure about the local emergency number, you can always ask locals or look it up online before your trip.
Yeah, different countries have different numbers. For example, in the US, it's 911, in Europe, it's 112, in Australia, it's 000, and in Japan, it's 119.
Great point. It's smart to write those numbers down somewhere or save them in your phone contacts.
Definitely. You can even name them emergency police or emergency ambulance, so you don't get confused when you're stressed.
Yeah, in emergencies, clear thinking is hard, so preparing in advance helps a lot.
Exactly. And let's also talk about how to explain what's happening when help arrives. For example, you can say, "He fell down," she's bleeding, he's not breathing, she has chest pain.
Those are simple and powerful sentences. And if you're helping a friend, you can also tell the responders what happened, like he slipped on the stairs or she fainted after running.
Right. Details help doctors respond faster. Even saying what medicine the person took or if they have allergies is super useful.
Yes, especially allergy information. If someone's allergic to penicillin or nuts, the doctor needs to know right away.
Exactly. That's why it's good to carry a small medical card or note in your wallet. It can say things like your blood type, allergies, and emergency contact.
Good idea. And if you have any chronic condition, like diabetes or asthma, you can write that down too.
Yeah, or wear a small medical bracelet. It's simple, but it speaks for you when you can't.
That's a great way to put it. Now, let's talk about staying calm during emergencies. It's easier said than done, but panic only makes things worse.
Absolutely. Taking one deep breath before speaking can help you think clearly. Even just saying to yourself, okay, I can handle this, really helps.
That's such a good tip. And if you're helping someone else, speak slowly and calmly. Your calm energy helps the other person feel safe too.
Yeah, for example, instead of shouting, oh my God, what happened? You can say softly, it's okay, help is coming, just stay with me.
That's such a kind and powerful thing to say. Even small words of reassurance can make a big difference.
Exactly. And if you're the one hurt, it's okay to ask for help directly. You can say, excuse me, I'm not feeling well. Could you please call a doctor?
That's polite and clear. Most people will react immediately and help.
Yes, humans are naturally caring. Sometimes we just need to tell them clearly what we need.
You know, one time in Singapore, I saw a tourist faint on the street. People rushed to help, and within minutes an ambulance arrived. It reminded me how quick emergency response can be in some countries.
That's great to hear. It gives travelers confidence that even if something goes wrong, help is never far away.
Exactly. But it also depends on where you are. In some remote places, it might take longer. So that's why staying calm and knowing first aid can help.
True. Even basic first aid knowledge can be a lifesaver, like knowing how to stop bleeding or how to put someone in a safe recovery position.
Right. And if you're traveling a lot, taking a short first aid course is really worth it.
Yes. And guess what? Many courses are available in English, even in non-English speaking countries.
That's amazing. I think that's something frequent travelers should definitely consider.
Totally. And it's not just about helping yourself, it's about being able to help others too.
Exactly. Helping someone in need, even with simple English, can be life-changing.
You can say things like, are you okay? Can you hear me? Stay still, help is coming. Those words might seem small, but they bring comfort.
So true. Language doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be caring and clear.
I love that. That's the whole spirit of communication.
So, after the ambulance arrives, they usually take you to the nearest hospital. If you're conscious, they'll ask questions like, what happened? Or, do you feel any pain?
Right, and it's okay to answer with short phrases. You can say, my leg hurts, or I feel dizzy. The shorter and clearer, the better.
Exactly. And if you don't understand a question, you can say, sorry, I don't understand. Or, can you show me?
Yes, sometimes they'll use gestures or point to help you answer. It's all teamwork, really.
True. The medical staff just want to help. They don't expect perfect English.
Exactly. And after things calm down, it's always polite to thank the people who helped you. Even a simple, thank you so much for helping me, goes a long way.
Yeah.
Gratitude leaves a good impression and spreads kindness.
And you never forget the people who helped you in difficult moments.
Absolutely. So, to sum up this part, in emergencies abroad, keep these things in mind. Stay calm, use short, clear phrases, give your location, and always say thank you after.
Perfect summary. Those small actions can turn chaos into calm.
Nicely said, Linda. All right, now that we've talked about emergencies, how about we move into something a bit more relaxing? Like what to do after you recover from being sick abroad.
Yes, the getting better stage. That's actually a really nice topic.
Yeah, because recovery while traveling can also be interesting. You get to experience local care, comfort foods, and maybe even local kindness.
Exactly. I have a few stories about that. Like when I got sick in Korea and the hotel staff brought me porridge and hot tea.
Oh, that sounds so nice. Let's talk about that next. How people take care of you and how to show appreciation when you recover abroad.
Sounds perfect. Let's go for it.
So, Linda, you mentioned getting sick in Korea. Tell me more about that experience.
Oh, yes. It was a few years ago. I caught a bad cold while traveling in Seoul during winter. The weather was freezing and I didn't pack enough warm clothes.
Oh no, that sounds rough. Did you have to see a doctor there?
Yeah, I did. I went to a small clinic near my hotel. The doctor was super kind. He spoke a little English, and the nurse helped me fill out the form using a translation app.
That's awesome. It's nice when people go the extra mile to help you.
Totally. After checking me, the doctor gave me some medicine and told me to rest for 3 days. He even wrote down my instructions clearly in English. That was such a relief.
That's really thoughtful. And did you stay in bed the whole time?
Mostly yes. The hotel staff noticed I was sick too. They sent up rice porridge, warm tea, and honey water without me even asking.
Wow, that's so heartwarming. That's one of those moments where you really feel the kindness of strangers.
Exactly. I felt like I was home even though I was far away. That care made my recovery much faster, I think.
Yeah, emotional comfort helps a lot when you're sick. Sometimes a small act of kindness is as powerful as medicine.
So true. And it made me realize when you're abroad, people might not speak your language, but they always understand compassion.
Absolutely. A smile, a gesture, or a bowl of soup can speak a universal language.
Exactly. After I recovered, I wrote a small thank you note for the hotel staff. I said, "Thank you for taking care of me when I was sick. You made my trip much better."
That's so sweet. And that's a great phrase for anyone watching or listening. You can say, "Thank you for your kindness," or "I really appreciate your help."
Yeah, gratitude always makes people feel good. It also helps you remember the good side of a difficult situation.
That's true. Sometimes being sick abroad can feel lonely. But when people show you kindness, it turns the experience into something memorable.
Exactly. It's like a story you carry with you. Not about being sick, but about being cared for.
I love that thought. Now, let's talk about follow-up care. After you see a doctor abroad, sometimes you need to go back for a checkup.
Right. Or you might have to get lab results or pick up more medicine. That's when having those medical words ready really helps.
Yeah, like, I have a follow-up appointment, or I came to get my test results.
Exactly. Or, I'm here to see the doctor again. That's a simple one. And if you want to say that you're feeling better, you can say, "I'm recovering well," or "I feel much better now."
That's nice and positive.
And if you still feel unwell, you can say, I still have a bit of pain, or I still feel tired.
Right. Clear, short sentences help the doctor understand your condition quickly.
Also, if you're picking up medication, you can say, I'm here to collect my prescription. That's something I had to say when I got medicine in Spain.
Oh yeah? What happened to you there?
I had food poisoning. I think it was from street food in Barcelona. The clinic doctor was really nice, though. He explained everything in simple English and even told me what foods to avoid for a few days.
That's so helpful. And did you recover quickly?
Yeah, in about 3 days. I drank lots of water, rested, and followed his advice. He said rest is part of the treatment, and I've never forgotten that.
That's such a good reminder. Sometimes we underestimate the power of rest.
Totally. When you're abroad, you feel like you should keep exploring, but your body might just need time to recover.
Exactly. It's okay to slow down for a few days. Traveling isn't just about seeing places. It's also about listening to your body.
Well said. And once you're feeling better, you can return to exploring with more energy and appreciation for your health.
Yeah, it's like you value the trip even more after being sick.
So true. You realize health is the real treasure when you travel.
Definitely. And for people who are listening, it's a good idea to pack a small travel health kit.
Oh, yes. That's a great tip. What should we put inside it?
I'd say basic painkillers, bandages, motion sickness tablets, some cold medicine, and any prescription medicine you already take.
Good list. And don't forget hand sanitizer or some rehydration salts. They help if you get dehydrated.
Oh, and maybe a thermometer too, just in case you want to check if you have a fever.
Right. A small first aid kit can make such a big difference. It saves you stress when something small happens.
Exactly. And if you're traveling with friends, it's smart to share what's inside, so everyone knows what's available in case of emergency.
That's a really practical idea. Also, remember to check if your medicine is legal in the country you're visiting. Some countries have strict rules about imports.
Oh, yes, I almost forgot that one. Always carry medicine in original packaging, and maybe a doctor's note if possible.
Right. That's especially important for prescription drugs.
Totally. And it's a good idea to keep them in your carry-on bag, not in checked luggage.
Yeah, because if your luggage gets lost, you still have your important medication.
Exactly. Smart and simple travel safety.
So, once you've recovered and you're back to feeling normal, do you do anything to thank the medical staff or the people who helped you?
Always. I love writing thank you notes or even leaving a positive review online. For example, I once wrote, "The clinic staff were kind and professional. I really appreciated their care."
That's such a thoughtful thing to do. It helps other travelers know that the clinic is trustworthy too.
Yeah, it's like giving back in a small but meaningful way.
Exactly. And sometimes just saying thank you in person before you leave is enough.
True. Even if your English isn't perfect, people always understand gratitude. A smile and a heartfelt "thank you so much" go a long way.
100%. I've learned that kindness is universal. You don't need perfect words. You just need sincerity.
I completely agree. It's amazing how much humanity connects us all, even across cultures and languages.
Absolutely. Being sick abroad can be scary, but it can also show you how kind the world can be.
Yes, and it reminds us to be kind travelers, too, to treat others with patience, respect, and empathy, especially in hospitals and clinics.
Well said, Linda. Because doctors and nurses everywhere are working hard, even under stress.
Exactly. So showing appreciation is one of the best ways to say Thank you for caring for me.
I love that message. Health isn't just about medicine. It's about connection.
Beautifully said, Mark. Connection heals, just like medicine does.
That's so true. So, what should we talk about next?
I think we should finish by sharing a few travel health tips, kind of like a mini summary for our listeners.
Oh, that's perfect. A friendly wrap-up for people who are planning their next trip.
Yes. Let's share some key lessons from our experiences abroad.
Great idea. Let's do that next.
All right, Mark. Now that we've talked about seeing a doctor, pharmacies, hospitals, emergencies, and recovery, I think it's time to share some final travel health tips with our viewers.
Great idea, Linda. I think the first tip is always prepare a small travel health kit. Include painkillers, cold medicine, bandages, rehydration salts, and your prescription medicine.
Yes. Tip number 2, learn some basic English medical phrases. Even if the local language isn't English, doctors often understand simple English.
Exactly. Like saying, I feel sick. I have a headache. My stomach hurts. I need a doctor.
Tip number 3, always know your location and emergency numbers. This is super important if you need urgent help.
Right. Write down your embassy, hospital, and local emergency contacts. It saves precious time during emergencies.
Tip number 4, carry important medical information. This includes allergies, chronic conditions, blood type, and your medications. You can keep it on a card or in your phone.
Tip number 5, travel insurance is a must. It not only covers costs, but also gives you guidance and support abroad.
Tip number 6, stay calm and polite. Whether talking to doctors, nurses, hotel staff, or strangers, kindness and clear communication make everything easier.
Tip number 7, use gestures and translation apps if needed. Sometimes pointing or showing a translation on your phone is faster than struggling to explain in words.
Tip number 8, rest is part of recovery. Even if you're traveling, listen to your body. Sleep, hydration, and healthy food help you heal faster.
And tip number 9, show gratitude. Thank the people who helped you. Doctors, nurses, hotel staff, even fellow travelers. It's simple, but it spreads positivity.
Tip number 10, learn from each experience. Every time you visit a doctor abroad, you gain confidence, knowledge, and useful English phrases for next time.
Perfect. And speaking of English phrases, let's do a quick recap of some essential ones we used in today's conversation.
Great! When visiting a clinic or hospital, you can say, I am not feeling well. I have a fever. I have a sore throat. I need to see a doctor.
When buying medicine, try, I am here to collect my prescription. Can you explain how to take this? Is there a cheaper brand with the same ingredients?
And in emergencies, please call an ambulance. Someone is hurt. He is unconscious. She is bleeding. Stay still. Help is coming.
Perfect phrases for real situations. And don't worry if your pronunciation isn't perfect. Clarity and calmness matter more than perfection.
Absolutely. So, listeners, remember, traveling abroad doesn't have to be stressful if you're prepared. A little knowledge, a few English phrases, and a calm attitude can go a long way.
Exactly. And hopefully our conversation today has given you confidence to handle health situations while traveling.
Yes, we've shared personal stories, practical tips, and useful phrases, all in friendly, easy-to-understand English.
So, before we wrap up, we just want to remind everyone to subscribe to our channel Daily Life English, like this video, share it, and leave a comment telling us about your travel health experiences.
We love reading your comments, and your stories help everyone learn more about real-life English situations.
That's right. And don't forget, even if you face challenges abroad,
stay positive, stay polite, and ask for help when needed.
Yes, the world is full of kind people ready to assist, and with a little preparation, your trip can stay safe and enjoyable.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for watching or listening to today's conversation.
We hope you enjoyed it, learned useful English, and feel more confident visiting a doctor abroad.
And remember, your health is the most important part of travel. Take care of yourself, prepare well, and explore the world safely.
From all of us here at Daily Life English, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you in the next video.
Stay healthy, stay happy, and keep practicing your English.
Goodbye, everyone, and safe travels.
Goodbye.
Bye.